Welcome to our Erasmus Plus project, Audiovisual Translation for Inclusion and Accessibility, AFTIA for short. Throughout this project, the glossary used will include the following terms: blind, blindness; deafness, deaf, lowercase d; deaf, uppercase d; hard of hearing, hearing impaired, hearing impairment, partial sight, partially sighted, severely sight impaired, severe sight impairment, sight, vision, visually impaired, sight, visual, vision impairment, to which we add SDH as subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing, and AD, audio description. In terms of contextualization, we started with the findings of World Health Organization for the European region, according to which there are approximately 90 million blind and partially sighted persons and approximately 190 million deaf and hard of hearing persons, which would clearly show the need for inclusive audiovisual translation services that would cater for the need for information, cultural and social life. This leads us to inclusive audiovisual translation training as part of higher education institutions' curricula, which is precisely what AFTIA, our project, promotes. We also took into consideration the uneven media accessibility services across the European landscape and scarce teaching and learning resources for the teaching of audiovisual translation for inclusion, even fewer on those addressing audiovisual translation for inclusion from a training perspective. Let's meet the AFTIA team. George Emil Palada, University of Medicine, Pharmacy, Science and Technology of Târgu Mureș, Romania, which is the project coordinator, University of Belgrade, Serbia, University of Lleida, Spain, University of Parma, Italy, West University of Timișoara, Romania, Pixel Asociațione Culturală, Italy. Our work package 2 follows a 5-module structure. Module 1, entitled The Audiovisual Landscape on Inclusion. Module 2, subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing, SDH, the essentials. Module 3, subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing, SDH, the practice. Module 4, audio description, AD, what and who. Module 5, audio description, AD, who and how. And obviously conclusions and final online quiz. The structure of the module includes 3 learning units with a theoretical part, a lesson scenario, written assignment and selected bibliography, a video tutorial, and a test with feedback. One intellectual output of the project is to develop and produce a training package for lecturers on teaching and assessing inclusion in audiovisual translation. This is a brief presentation of the contents of the 3 learning units of Module 1, the Audiovisual Landscape on Inclusion. The module is structured in 3 units as mentioned before. The first learning unit is European and national legislation on inclusion through audiovisual translation. The second learning unit is entitled Audiovisual Translation Modes or Modalities for Inclusion and Accessibility, while the third learning unit would focus on the differences in guidelines in the participating countries. The first learning unit will provide lecturers with essential information on the European audiovisual legislation as well as the national legislation in the participating countries, increasing their awareness about the differences and similarities in the national AVT landscape, broadening or consolidating their knowledge of the European AVT landscape so as to accurately address inclusive AVT training from both theoretical and practical perspectives. The second learning unit concentrates on the typology of inclusive AVT modes or modalities, defining and briefly describing them, pointing out their general characteristics, and we then concentrate on subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing audiences, SDH, audio description, AD, and sign language to further narrow it down to SDH and AD, which are analyzed in modules 2 and 5. Unit 3 presents the AVT guidelines for SDH and AD on 2 levels, European and national. The guidelines will be enumerated in a simplified, accessible for training form, and a comparative approach will be provided, pointing out the differences in national guidelines for the participating countries. Modules 2 to 5 provide further information on the guidelines. We hope you will find all these materials valuable and enjoyable. Happy learning, happy training.